Welcome to the Clubhouse on a Saturday night, thanks to 50upclub.com. And now, here's your host with the most, Glenn Wheeler.
Thank you very much. Good to be with you on this Saturday night, and nice to have your company for the last of our summer shows before the footy comes back next weekend. Plenty on the show tonight too, as usual, so we've got stacks coming up. We'll open the Clubhouse very, very shortly, with thanks to our mates at 50 Up Club. And on the 50 Up Club show tonight, I'm hoping to be joined by the Minister for Ageing, John Ajaka, because Seniors Week is coming up, and it's a very big celebration here in New South Wales. In fact, I think Seniors Week this year, it's about the 50-something year, maybe 56 years they've been running Seniors Week, and it really is quite a special celebration that the New South Wales government and all sorts of different community and commercial organisations join together to put on for everybody. It runs from March 15 to March 23, so we're going to have a chat about that. We'll also be having a chat about a fabulous organisation called Share, and I've had a little bit to do with this mob. They're a not-for-profit organisation, and they do beaut things largely in the area of fitness for seniors, older Australians, older adults. Very, very good. And you know that old line about use it or lose it? Well, nothing could be truer. So listen up for that. They'll also will tell you where you can go to all sorts of beaut classes, exercise classes and the like. Tai Chi, very popular these days, Tai Chi. So we're going to have a chat about that. And we'll also catch up with Damien Cooley, because February has seen record auctions, as we've been discussing over, well, really since before we shut down over the Christmas period when the auction business sort of closed down for a couple of weeks. It was as busy as all get out, and of course since everyone's come back after January, it has been just as busy. So January and February have been incredibly busy months on the auction circuit as well, and all sorts of records have been broken in the month of February. So we'll have a chat to Damo. And I also want to tell you about a fabulous art trail, which is happening tomorrow morning, in fact, most of tomorrow. And if the weather turns out all right, it'll be a great day to go and do it, I should imagine. It's over there at Bundy, not far from my neck of the woods, and a great place to visit. You know, you can get there, of course, by driving through the Royal National Park, or you can hop on the ferry, get the train down to Cronulla and hop on the ferry across to Bundy, and then across to beautiful Port Hacking, which on a nice day is just one of the great boat trips I think that you can do in this magnificent city. So there we are, all of that, plus a whole lot more, as they say in the classics. We'll be here until midnight, so hopefully you can stay for as much of that as possible, but even if you can only just stay for a little bit, then so be it. After 7 o'clock, the fabulous Janelle Bloom will be back one more time, folks, before we bring the curtain down on my kitchen for this summer period, and then, of course, all the usual mayhem and madness from 8 o'clock on Wheeler. We love our mates at... Oh, gee, sorry about that. Didn't realise I was speaking over the top of him. Then how rude of me. Slapped my wrist. There we go. We love our mates at De Bortley, of course, because they've been making fabulous wine since 1928. And I'm sure there'll probably be a little bit of De Bortley consumed tonight by the party goers at the Mardi Gras. If they're smart, that's what they'll be drinking. Fabulous wine. It is my wine of choice. It is our wine of choice on a Saturday night. It is De Bortley. Yeah, I heard Wally say there in his traffic report that there's a little bit of congestion on the roads at the moment, and there certainly is. I know when I came through the city a little earlier this afternoon, many streets blocked off, of course, for the Mardi Gras tonight, folks. It may not be raining water out there, but it's certainly...
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining.
Although they tell me that there is still the chance of more showers, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I think the Mardi Gras is one of the great events that this city puts on. And this afternoon when I was up there, in fact, I've found some people that I'm going to have a chat to shortly, a bunch of ladies that have travelled to Sydney all the way from the northern parts of New South Wales, 6 or 7 ladies sitting on the side of Oxford Street at the moment and probably listening to us right now. And they just looked gorgeous. They're in their 50s, 60s, whatever. And I said, now, girls, what brings you to Sydney tonight for the Mardi Gras? And they said, well, why not? And I said, well, tell me the story. Are you in a lesbian relationship with each other, or is there something exciting going on? They said, no. It is simply our desire. It's been on our bucket list for a long time, and tonight we're here, and we're very happy to be here. So, girls, we'll get to you shortly, but welcome to Sydney, and to anybody who is maybe tuned in, waiting for the Mardi Gras to start, a big welcome to you. Good to have you along in this magnificent city. It is a great city, and we do celebrations and things oh so very, very well, as we know. I mentioned at the top of the program that New South Wales Seniors Week is in fact the largest annual celebration of seniors in the Southern Hemisphere, and that's something to be proud of. In 2014, New South Wales Seniors Week is going to be 56 years young. That's not a bad effort, is it? I mean, that really is quite significant. 56 years young. That is outstanding. And, of course, it's a combination of efforts by the New South Wales government, community and also commercial organisations who come together to put a whole bunch of great events on, many of them free. But, of course, if they're not free, they'll be discounted. And they happen right across to the week from the 15th to the 23rd of March. And there's always something new and exciting each and every year. And I thought no better way to introduce our Seniors Week celebrations and have a little talk about it than to get the Minister for Ageing and Disability Services, John Ajaka, on the line. He's gladly agreed to join us. G'day, John. Good evening to you.
Glenn, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for giving us some time on Saturday night. It's always a great event, New South Wales Seniors Week, and I think a fabulous celebration of, getting older.
Look, and you and I are getting much closer to it, so it's always wonderful that we're putting all these events on so you and I will enjoy them in a few more years.
That's exactly right. Yeah, thanks for that. That's one of the things that I'd like to see change when I'm turning 54 this year.
Oh, geez, I'm much older than you, Glenn. I was 58 in January.
Well, can we change that word seniors one day? I'd love to change that word seniors, John. We've got to eventually. We've got to put that on the agenda, I reckon.
No, look, I think there's far too much recognition and gratitude with the word senior, so I'm going to make sure it stays. Everyone's earned that right.
Yeah, fair enough. And look, as my old man always used to say, and I remember it often, Dad's gone to God years ago, but I never forget him saying to me, he said, you can call me an old bugger any time you like, but he said, I really don't like you using that word bugger. He said, old I've deserved, and I've grown old gracefully, and I love being old. And I thought, that was fabulous, And I think that's something to embrace, isn't it, getting older?
Look, that's what it's all about. Glenn, the other day I met with a group of seniors, and they asked me in a few words how I looked at it as the new minister. And I put it down to 3 things. There's the recognition of seniors, there's the entitlements of seniors, and then there's the responsibilities of seniors. And when we look at all of those 3 separate aspects, I believe that we cover all bases. So they have a right to be recognised.
Well, you also make a good point too, in as much as 2 things, that you, like I, like many people listening now, we're all getting older. Time marches on, and if, fingers crossed, if your health stays good and your heart keeps beating, you want to get to that ripe old age, and in so doing, you want to enjoy life. But also, you touched on something else there, which I think is interesting. In your newfound role as being the Minister for the Ageing, I guess you probably look at that whole concept of getting older and all the issues that go with it differently to how you did previously.
Look, absolutely. I mean, I deal with it each and every day. I meet people each and every day. And, when I look at the recognition aspect of it, I mean, that's exactly why we have Seniors Week. It's a recognition of all of the great work, the great contributions that have been made by our seniors over many years, and our way of saying thank you for that. When you look at responsibilities, we want our seniors to be responsible for ensuring that they have a healthy lifestyle. We want to see them exercising, and we want to see them enjoying their life in their twilight years, as they say, because, again, it's something that they've earned and something they deserve.
Yeah, and that's right, and I think that's the whole bit: earning, deserving. We've all got the right to get older if we can stay alive. I mean, that's obviously the issue, but that's the big thing. And quality of life is very important as well. Very shortly, I'm going to be talking to the general manager of Share, a not-for-profit organisation who actually they're supported by New South Wales Health, and they encourage people, seniors, to get active and do exercise and all that sort of stuff, which is terrific as well. Use it or lose it, John.
Well, look, it's exactly right. I mean, one of the things that I'm very proud about our government was the ageing strategy that was implemented by the government. And as part of that ageing strategy, there are many programs and many aspects that are going through where we want to see our seniors living healthier, being tech savvy, going out and mixing and, ensuring that there's no elder abuse. These are all vital aspects that, again, I put down to their entitlements, their rights.
You may not have heard my comments right at the very start of the program. I was up in Oxford Street earlier this afternoon looking for... I always go up there on Mardi Gras afternoon to try and find what I think is someone or a group of people who might really be able to give me a nice colourful sort of paint a picture of what Mardi Gras is all about and why they're involved. And I found this group of ladies, 7 ladies, sitting on their little seats on the side of Oxford Street. This was at 3:30 this afternoon. And they're all dressed up and they've got their coloured hats and their bow ties and rainbow flags and all sorts of things happening. And I stopped to say g'day. And I said, now, what brings you girls here? And they said, well, why not? And I said, no, that's a very good question. Why not? But I said, are you in a lesbian? Can I ask you in a lesbian relationship with each other or something? I'm just asking the question. And they said, no, I'm happily married. I'm divorced. And they went down the line. I said, so why are you here? They said, we're celebrating life because we're all in our 60s. And it's been on our bucket list to come along to this event for a great time. And we've eventually done it. And we're so glad we're here. They've come from northern New South Wales.
But see, Glenn, isn't that wonderful? Think of how many boxes that ticks.
Fantastic.
They're ticking the box that they want. That's something they wanted to do.
Yeah.
They're ticking a box that people have a right to live their life, their way, their choice.
Yep.
And they're ticking the box of going out and having fun.
Love it.
It's a healthy lifestyle.
Love it, absolutely love it. Now listen, speaking of ticking boxes, the Seniors Week concerts is always a big box that people like to have ticked.
Look, and are we excited this year? Mate, you and I know Leo Sayer.
Leo
when
Sayer.
we used to, feel like dancing.
You make me feel like dancing. I'm going to dance the night away.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm thrilled to be part of a government that's delivering. But the really great news is that we've managed to increase it from 30,000 tickets, which are complimentary, of course, to 50,000 this year, from 3 concerts to 5 concerts.
Yeah.
So we really want to see our seniors dancing the night away, so to speak.
That's it. Get those Zimmer frames out, folks.
Get the tickets.
Yeah, exactly. I've got all the details here. I'll tell everyone how to get hold of tickets. Get in early because they will get snapped up very fast, as always. And I'll let you go because it is a busy Saturday night, as always. And no doubt what are you changing into? Sequin little.
Well,
what do you got?
Can I tell you, Glenn? I've got every one of my 6 daughters here at home today for dinner. So I was actually very grateful for the excuse to get away a little bit to be able to have this chat with you.
Well done.
You can ring me any time tonight to get me away.
Well done. You don't mean that. You love your family. Good on you. Listen, thank you for chatting to us, Minister.
Thank you very much, Glenn.
John Ajaka there talking to us about Seniors Week and the Premier's Gala concert. I'll give you all the details in just a tick as we celebrate tonight Mardi Gras.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
Great stuff. Right, I mentioned there, 20 minutes after 6, I mentioned there with John Ajaka that SHARE is a not-for-profit organisation supported by New South Wales Health for residents living in areas covered by Sydney South West Area Health Service and also South Eastern Sydney Illawarra Health Area Service. Essentially, it's all about fitness classes for seniors, for older Australians. Use it or lose it, as I said. Luke O'Brien is the General Manager and joins us on the line tonight. G'day, Luke.
G'day, Glenn. How are you?
I'm well. But you've got to use it or lose it, let's face it. I mean, if you're over the age of 50, I know only too well, I never thought that I would sometimes, and I say sometimes, have trouble just, first thing when you get out of bed, and I'm fit, like I keep myself healthy, but there are some times when you just struggle to put a pair of shoes on and tie up the laces because you're not quite as bendy as you used to be.
Well, that's exactly right.
You must hear that a lot.
I do, and it's about those, all those niggling aches and pains as we like to move into our twilight years.
Mm.
And I suppose use it or lose it's a great analogy. We like to live by that here at Share, and ensure that our participants are getting active and staying healthy, but also keeping that social aspect to that health and well-being. So, we find that our participants don't only come along to stay active and healthy, they also come along to socialise with their fellow members of the community,
yep.
and they use it as a social setting as well, which is great. Which
is terrific. So some of the classes that you offer are what? Give us an idea.
Yeah, so we offer a variety of classes. There's quite a few classes that we do within the water. So we call those hydrotherapy classes, and they're run out of different hospitals around the Sydney metropolitan area.
Yep.
So RPA, Canterbury, St George hospitals all run these hydrotherapy classes, and they're run at a temperature within the water of 33 degrees. So it's quite a warm temperature, which keeps the muscles warm, and it's not. It's quite enticing to get in that water and start moving around, and then you find that once you are moving around within the water, it sort of really loosens up your muscles and takes that pain away from anything from arthritis to any sort of joint inflammation. It really helps out with that pain. Then we've got other classes that are land-based classes, so we call them fitter and stronger classes or strong and active classes in there. And they're a variety again of sort of strengthening exercises, which you use squats and lunges. We also use dumbbells and TheraBands, so stretch bands. Tailoring them to the individual's needs. So they are group exercises, but we're very conscious of individual needs as well in those exercise classes.
What about Tai Chi? That's pretty big these days, isn't it?
Exactly right, Ben. Yeah, Tai Chi is really growing. It's probably one of our faster growing courses within the area. We've found that it's not only limited to people of Oriental descent. We're finding that the Tai Chi classes are really picking up around southern areas of Sydney. So Miranda, you'd be well familiar with Miranda,
yep.
and Caringbah, along with Ashfield, Marrickville. They're all areas that are really growing in Tai Chi, and it's a great low-impact exercise that helps establish core strength and helps stabilise the seniors and helps them avoid things like falls and balance issues. And as you get older, that they can turn into really significant issues. So
absolutely, they can end up being the very things. I mean, falls. The mere thought of a fall might not sound like a big issue when you're younger. Oh, I fall. Okay, well, you get over and you fall over and you get up again. But of course, when you're older, a fall can be very significant because of the damage that you can do when you do have a fall. I mean, once you get into the really extreme end of it, broken hips and the like, they can be disastrous.
Absolutely, Glenn. And look, falls are the number one admission to hospitals around Australia. So they are an extremely significant part of the health system, or burden on the health system, and that's why we sort of concentrate on activities like Tai Chi to really build the participants' core muscles up and help them learn about falls and the the problems associated with falls and how to combat that and by strengthening the sorts of muscles that you need to stay upright.
Good stuff. Now listen, how do people find out more about Share and where you guys operate and all that sort of thing?
So look, they can jump on our website, which is www.share.org.au.
Yep.
Or they can call the office and talk to myself or the lovely Samantha. Our phone number is 9533 4422, and it's a nice, easy one to remember. There's plenty of doubles in it. So, look, and we're there from 8:30 to 5 every weekday, and always happy to have a chat. My background, I've done sports science through university, so I'm always happy to talk to the participants and offer the best or tailor the best exercise class for those individual participants. So, yeah.
Good stuff. Thanks for giving some time tonight, Luke.
Absolute pleasure, Glenn, and have a great night and happy Mardi Gras.
Exactly. Good on you, mate. Luke O'Brien there. Share is the name of the organisation, a not-for-profit organisation which is, as I say, supported by New South Wales Health. And if you're over 50, regular exercise is important. Let's face it. If you're not doing something currently and you want to find out more about some of those classes and various programs that Luke and his team organise for people, then jump on the website, share.org.au, or call them on Monday morning, as he suggests, on 9533 4422, 9533 4422. And just back to New South Wales Seniors Week and the Premier's Gala concerts that the Minister for Ageing, John Ajaka, was talking with me about. Tickets, I believe, went up for grabs on Friday. No, that's not right. They're going up for grabs on Friday week, in fact. Friday hang on. No, they went up for grabs last week, I think. So tickets are already available. They are available by going to Westfield concierge desks or Ticketek, the Ticketek website, or just by phoning 1300 130 613. Now, the concerts are held in the Darling Harbour area there at the Sydney Entertainment Centre, which has recently been renamed Qantas Credit Union Arena. And there are 4 concerts, tickets for 4 concerts available for Tuesday the 18th, Wednesday the 19th, and Thursday the 20th. So if you want to grab some tickets, get in quick because they do get snapped up very, very fast. 28 after 6, this is the Clubhouse on 2GB 873. I'm Glenn Wheeler. Good to have your company. When we return, we'll talk to Damien Cooley about what happened around the traps with auctions today as we wrap up what's been an extraordinary auction period in Sydney. It's just been amazing. Some of the prices have been phenomenal. Look, it's going to be a great year for the 50 Up Club too, which now has a 67,000 plus member stronghold. It's enormous and getting more and more all the time. 50upclub.com currently has exclusive offers on electricity and life insurance for Australia's best customers. Now, one member, 57-year-old Walter from New South Wales, he's just saved $960 a year on his life insurance policy alone. Not bad. And with the buying power of so many 50-ups, the club is now negotiating new offers to be released in the coming weeks. To make sure you don't miss out, join up for free at 50upclub.com and you'll receive every offer and a weekly newsletter delivered direct to your inbox. So join now, see the current news and the offers at 50upclub.com. For more details about the life insurance offer, log on right now, 50upclub.com, or call Noble Oak on 1300 041 494. Terms and conditions apply. 50 Up Club as a referrer receives commissions. China Eastern Airlines have one of the most modern fleet of aircraft of any airline and fly to destinations all over the world. And aside from having great planes, they also have red-hot deals on offer if you fly with them. Fly with China Eastern the next time you're travelling internationally and spend some time on a stopover in any one of 6 Chinese cities, including the fabulous Shanghai. You've got to visit Shanghai. It's amazing. You can stay for up to 72 hours visa-free. How about that? No visa required, which is sensational. And you can see a little bit of China whilst you're on your way to some other fabulous world destination. Our next China adventure in June is well and truly booked out. And I'm not surprised. We'll travel in their business class section and have a fabulous time. They look after us beautifully. China Eastern Airlines, they look after you too. Check them out at au.ceair.com or just ask your travel agent. Rightio, at 28 minutes or thereabouts to 7 o'clock on this Saturday night, a Mardi Gras kind of night.
And sold. Now on Wheeler, it's time to talk real estate, thanks to Highland Property Agents Cronulla.
We won't hold him up because he's probably just put the gavel down to go and get changed into a sequined little number himself. Damien Cooley from Cooley Auctions joining us on the line. Hello, Damo.
G'day, Glenn.
Is that true? Are you off to the Mardi Gras?
Oh, I like your style,
I'll
mate.
take that as a yes.
I
always love it when a bloke sort of answers a question with a I like your style. In other words, yes. Good on you, mate. Don't be proud. That's fine. Take your gavel along and have a good time.
My three beautiful kids probably want me to stay home tonight.
Do they?
So
okay.
That's what I'll be doing.
Fair
mate.
enough.
I'll be staying home. And
fair enough. Have you ever been to the Mardi Gras?
Never been.
No,
never been.
Me either.
I've expected my auction day a number of years in a row.
Well, me either, and I want to go because for the last 5 years, I've seen it sort of building up along Oxford Street in that area around College Street, etc., and just some of the amazing characters that you see, the costumes, the whole bit. I just think it's a great celebration, and it'd be nice if it's one of those celebrations tonight where there's no incidents and we don't have the dramas with arrests and drugs and grog and all that sort of stuff. I reckon it'd be fantastic. It brings in a lot of tourists.
Sure does, mate. It really does. And I can say my last two auctions of the day were in Redfern. One was on Cleveland Street and another property was on Redfern Street. And on my way to those auctions coming from Double Bay, I had to drive up along Cleveland and then along all the main streets where the Mardi Gras and the procession will follow. And if the buzz that I saw this afternoon is anything about what's in store for tonight, and some of the costumes that were about, mate, I think they're in for a really good time.
Exactly right. So how did you finish up? I mean, I know technically February was done and dusted at the end of the week, so today officially is a March auction, but February was extraordinary. I mean, you broke records all over the place, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Our auction numbers in February ended up being about 72% above, or up, I should say, on what they were in February 2013. So from a volume point of view, right across the Sydney market, there's no doubt that volume was up. And the market's come through February really quite confidently. I think when you look at a clearance rate for the whole month, for our business, Sydney Metro, we achieved a clearance rate above 80%, which is extremely encouraging. And that's shone through again today with Australian Property Monitors already putting a report out that Sydney's clearance rate was 82.7% today.
Particularly high. Any standout results, amazing results?
Yeah, we had a few really good auctions amongst our 77 properties that went to auction. One property which of particular note was marketed by NG Farrer Real Estate. Joe Recep was the marketing agent at number 11A Bryant Street in Rockdale. That was a commercial and had a residential component to it as well, so a bit of a mixed-use zoning there. That had a reserve of $650,000, attracted 20 registered bidders, and sold for an incredible $915,000.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a really big sale. So it was a good property. It had that commercial and residential component, so a good mix of buyers. Another property in Constitution Hill, marketed on behalf of Elders Toongabbie. That was number 49 Kalula Road. That had a reserve price of $585.
Where's Constitution Hill?
Near Toongabbie.
Oh, okay.
Not too far from there.
Okay.
So it's in that area, and it's actually a wonderful little growth pocket. It had a reserve of $585, sold for $645,000, which was a great price. Another property that went to auction, a good home in Broughton Road in Strathfield, marketed on behalf of Strathfield Partners. Ricky Briggs, one of our auctioneers, conducted that auction, number 21 Broughton Road. That sold for $1,670,000 and 25 registered bidders on that home.
Wow, it's extraordinary.
So big sales across the market.
Yeah.
And it's really encouraging to see that it's pulled through that summer period, and we're now first day of autumn. We've pulled through that summer period, and we've had a really good day today.
Terrific. So onwards and upwards, and let's hope that the momentum continues. Did I misread or misunderstand a sale last week or the week before that achieved an in excess of $1 million over reserve result?
Yeah, we had a property that went to auction in Kirribilli last week. The exact number escapes me at the moment, but it was in Waruda Street in Kirribilli, and it had a reserve of $3 million. It was a stunning property, and it sold for $4,325,000.
$1.3 million over the reserve.
Yeah, and just
That's extraordinary. But hang on, just on that very point, how does an agent get that far away from, a realistic price expectation? That just seems extraordinary.
Well, it is extraordinary, and it is a big price, and I almost liken it to when I first started in real estate. One of the very first few properties I auctioned was a property in Gregory Street in South Coogee, and had a reserve of $1.5 million, and it was just a house, and we sold it for 2.6. And I said to myself after that auction, how does either an agent get it wrong, or how does a buyer justify paying
so much
more than what it's worth?
Yeah.
But ultimately, one of the beauties of auction and the reasons why we auction property is from an emotive point of view. We give buyers an opportunity to purchase, and we give vendors an opportunity to have a competitive environment where a price is achieved that's above their expectations. And what we saw for that Kirribilli property was a number of people who fell in love with the view, who fell in love with the location, who wanted to buy it, and the purchaser is going to be using it as a bit of a holiday house. And just to make sure that he spent enough money on the day, he bought the one-bedroom unit, which was right next to it. I think it was $695,000. So no doubt hopes to join the $4.3 million sale and the $690 sale and make it one.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? While you're out,
you
might
take it with you.
No, exactly right. Spend. That's what I say. God love him, mate. Thank you for that. Well done. A spectacular start to the autumn and the cooler months, and let's hope it continues.
Me too. Thanks, Glenn.
Good on you, Damo. Damien Cooley there from Cooley Auctions. 21 minutes to 7.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
Oh, beautiful.
They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all
Beautiful. Oh, Wally, there's no doubt about you. Hey? Yeah. Are you doing it? Yeah, good on you, champion. Lovely stuff.
Australia goes fishing with Shakespeare. You're listening to the Clubhouse with Glenn Wheeler on 2GB 873.
The zealots are out already. Email starting to come in from. There's always a bunch of people in the community that they must just shake and quiver come Mardi Gras time, because it's like, whoa, those disgusting, dirty people are back out on the streets again. And the email's starting to come in attacking me. Wonderful stuff. I'll share it with you shortly. I love it. But first of all, we've got something far more important to do, because we're going on an art trail. How would you like to do an art trail, eh? In a place like Bundeena, I can't think of a more delightful setting down there at Cronulla. A world away from everything, but close enough to just hop on a train, go to Cronulla, walk down to the ferry wharf, and then whiz across the Port Hacking to Bundeena. On the first Sunday of each month, around 20 artists open their studio doors to the public, creating the Bundy Art Trial. Lee Bethel is one of the artists, and she joins us on the line to tell us more about it. Hi, Lee.
Hi, Glenn. How are you?
I'm good. This, I've never done it, but this sounds like a wonderful experience. You know, and I live in the south. I'm down there in the Shire. I should just come down and hop on the ferry. It's a wonderful way to spend a day anyway, isn't it?
It is certainly a wonderful day to spend, and we welcome you to come. We welcome everyone to come. Okay.
Sure. So tell us what happens. You've got around 20 or so artists who open their doors up for the day, and then we just hot-footed around to visit each of them. Is that right? Exactly
right. We start opening at about 10 o'clock,
yep.
And you can pick up a map from our website, www.arttrail.com, or if you come into Bundeena, there's spots around down in the markets and the garage, all sorts of different places that you can pick up a map. You can also pick up a map from Main Bar, because that is part of Bundeena as well.
Great. Now, of course, apart from visiting the various studios and having a look at the art that's on display, and obviously art to purchase, and I guess, you know, to be able to chat to the artists too, which would be fun.
Yes.
There's places to eat and drink over in Bundeena too. There's some great tucker outlets.
There certainly is. There's lots of different independent places that you can come and have lunch at.
Yeah. So, you know, make a day of it, or at least a morning or an afternoon. How long would it take to sort of, you know, really have a bit of a relaxing time and wander around each of the studios?
Well, Quite honestly, most people do half of it in one day, and then we have lots of return visitors to see the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
And we have artists coming in and maybe not open one month, and they'll be open the following month.
Yeah,
So
good.
there's always something to see.
And I assume also that, as with most art, each of you are different in the style of art that you paint.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's one of the things that many of our visitors comment on, and they do appreciate the fact that although we are this group of people, there's many different styles and materials. We've got potters, we've got painters, we've got sculptors, we've got a jeweller at the moment, so we've got lots of different materials being used.
All sorts of beautiful things, yeah, and it's absolutely free, right?
Absolutely free.
How about
And
that?
by the way, if you drive through, you just say you're coming to Bundina and you don't have to pay the park entry.
Beautiful. So if you drive through the Royal National Park, of course.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, lovely. So, either way, whether you drive through the Royal National Park or whether you take my advice and get the train down to Cronulla or drive to Cronulla, leave the car there, but look, get the train, it's easy. I mean, we're right there at the ferry's right there at the railway station. It's a hop, step and a jump.
It is a stunning way to get to and from Bundina.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful, and the ferries are very regular, I think, every half hour or so either way.
Yeah.
So very convenient. Listen, thank you for chatting to us. Tomorrow you are open, of course, because it is the first Sunday of every month, right?
Exactly right.
Good stuff. Good on you, Lee.
Thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Thank you for chatting to us. The Bundy Art Trial tomorrow is the first Sunday of the month, so they'll be open for business. There's another great festival on all the foodies' calendars that's back in 2014. Taste of Sydney. Always good fun. Centennial Park is the venue, 13th to the 16th of March, and there is literally something for everybody's culinary taste, desires. It's a great venue, really. I've been to Taste of Sydney many times. It's terrific. Lots of very well-known chefs, and a lot of chefs too that you probably haven't heard of, and restaurants that you haven't heard of. But you get to taste their tucker, have a chat to them, really, get up close and personal. Hannah Pike is one of the organisers and joins us on the line tonight. G'day, Hannah.
Hello.
Hello. I'm glad Taste of Sydney is back because it's beaut. I think it's one of the great foodie festivals that we do in Sydney.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very proud of it. It's 6 years old this year, so it's really come into its own, and I think the Sydney dining scene is changing so much, and we're trying to stay on top of it. But, we're due to get around 27,000 people, so there's a huge amount of foodies out there in Sydney.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think with the surge of food shows and cooking shows and all of that sort of stuff, we've become a lot more focused on it. We talk about it a lot here. I know with Janelle Bloom and I, from 7 o'clock, we have a show called My Kitchen, and, we've been doing that for a number of years now, and we often say that there is just so much more interest in food, which is why something like Taste of Sydney is so popular. Just tell us how it works. Remind us of how it works, and for those who've never been before, give them a bit of a heads up.
Sure. So it works like a restaurant, and so that means it works in a lunchtime or a dinner session for 4 hours each time. So you'd come along on average and spend about an hour eating from the top restaurants around Sydney. Then you might take in a wine masterclass or a food matching masterclass, and then you'd have a drink and possibly enjoy a great champagne or an amazing cocktail class, and then just enjoy the surroundings of Centennial Park.
Yeah, fabulous. And you buy coupons, and you get your general entry ticket, and then you buy coupons as well, right?
You do, yeah. A general entry ticket starts at $28, and then you buy what we call crowns, which is essentially like a bank card. It's like a little FBOS card, and you go and tap it in at all of the different stations, and it just makes it a little bit more fun because it's cashless.
Yeah, no, good stuff. The dates, 13th till the 16th of March, and of course in Centennial Park there. Let's hope the weather is good. I think, was it last year, the first year, it was an absolute washout. It was the year before.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, we did have a little bit of rain.
Oh, we did have a little bit of rain, yeah.
But
I remember.
This weekend got it all over and done with, I'm sure.
Good stuff. All right, and some new attendees this year as well. I see Bloodwood, Arkies, Cherburger. But, of course, some of Sydney's favourites are back, including Four in Hand and Portofino, Longrain. And also our mate from Biota Dining. Yes,
absolutely. We've got a destination restaurant this year, so it's a little bit more out of town, so places like Jonah's, Muse Dining,
Good.
Rojo Rocket in Avoca. So, yeah, some
lovely stuff. Good on you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking to us. Taste of Sydney is the event, 13th to the 16th of March at Centennial Park. Tickets are on sale now, and to get your tickets, you just go to the website. It's probably the best thing to do. Ticket Tech, you can organise tickets, but go to the website, tasteofsydney.com.au. Buying wine can be a little confusing, just a tad perplexing, and, the problem with it is that sometimes you don't know what you're looking for necessarily, and you don't want to do your dough cold. There's nothing worse than buying a bottle of wine, and then you open it up and you go, oh, you know what? I wish I hadn't have bought that. It's not exactly what I was after. That's why I always say buy De Bortley. Whether it's a red, a white, a bubbly, whatever it might be, if it's a De Bortley, you know that it's from an Australian family who have been making great wines for a long time, since 1928, and as a result they've won lots of awards. No surprise, is it? Righto, let's go, because I want to tell you about one more thing happening tomorrow. Again, another one of these fabulous markets. It's happening on the first Sunday of the month, so tomorrow is the day. It's the St Ives Handmade Markets, and Gary Israelson is one of the organisers. He's on the line. G'day, Gary.
G'day, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, good, thank you. So tomorrow morning, 9 a.m, you open up, through until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It happens every month. Lots of stalls by the looks of things, up to 250, it says.
So the handmade markets are really a dedication to the creative nature of entrepreneurs, and we focus very much on handmade. So beautiful jewelry, beautiful fashion, handcrafts, home decor items, but all beautifully handmade with love by the crafters themselves.
So to use the word unique wouldn't be out of the question, because it is unique.
Oh, there's no doubt. If just in the jewelry category alone, I think we must have some of the most beautiful handmade jewelry you can get anywhere. And all made by entrepreneurs, here in Australia.
Lovely. Well done.
Really fantastic. And tomorrow, we're sharing the circus, the showgrounds actually with the Moscow State Circus. And we've got 10 family passes to give away. So if you're there tomorrow, you could win a pass to the Moscow State Circus as well.
Well, I see that the St Ives Handmade Markets do promote themselves as being family-friendly, but when you've got a circus in the backyard as well, that's extra family-friendly.
Extra, but we also have a lovely jazz band on, lots of beautiful food to eat, and there's pony rides for the kids, jumping castles. We really do focus on families. And,
good stuff.
We've been around, almost 23 years now. So we've become an icon on the Sydney playing field on the first Sunday of each month.
Okay, well, I think one of the big things about telling people all over Sydney about markets like yours is that, if you're looking for something to do on a Sunday, and you might be in the western suburbs, you might be down south, you might be in the eastern suburbs, hop in the car, head to St Ives, up there at the showground, which is just off Mona Vale Road, isn't it?
Yep. So the actual address is 450 Mona Vale Road, the St Ives Showground.
Yep.
And there's piles of free parking, and there's no entry fee to the market. It's all free.
Good stuff. Well done. Well, tomorrow it happens, as it always does, on the first Sunday of the month. Kicks off at 9 a.m. Very unique Australian wares, and lots of very unusual and individual store holders, and I'm sure a very great opportunity to be able to pick up presents, gifts, maybe treat yourself. Yeah?
Oh, definitely. So many beautiful things. I mean, can I just tell you one really interesting example? So there's a lady who does honey, but they make chili honey. And it's the best chili honey you'll ever
Chili honey. I love chili.
So you find lots of unique and interesting things, from the awesome ringy looking to beautiful food.
Well done. Good on you, Gary. Thank you for talking to us. Gary Israelson there, and the St Ives Handmade Markets tomorrow morning at St Ives Showground. Righto, let's see what's happening weather-wise. Guy Dixon from Weather Zone joins me on the line. Hi, Guy.
How are you?
Good. I'm very well. What's happening with the rain? Is it going to linger around for a little while, or we're going to get a break?
In the city tonight for the Mardi Gras, we should see a few more showers, although the western suburbs of Sydney has actually seen a lot more than the city has, with 25 millimetres today, while the city's only seen just over 3 millimetres. But in the coming days, the showers should start to ease for the rest of the weekend, and by the start of the working week, they should be mostly gone.
Okay, so weather-wise for the week ahead, what can we expect?
So Monday, those showers should be mostly clear with mid-20s in the city. And into the working week, the skies should be mostly clear, hovering in the mid-20s to the high 20s. It should be quite a nice week ahead, actually.
Lovely. Well, we're certainly going to see plenty of new shoots and things on all those shrubs and trees around the place. I've noticed in my garden the plants have been calling out, beautiful. They're loving the rain. They're screaming out, welcoming it. But I think maybe we've probably had enough by tomorrow night.
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff.
These showers are definitely welcome, but for the social people out there, their weekend's been ruined.
You might say that, although I think in Oxford Street tonight they'll still have a good time.
Yeah, they ought to have a good time.
Exactly. Guy, thank you for that.
See you later.
Guy Dixon there from Weather Zone joining us on the line. And Oxford Street, just a very colourful place to be tonight. In fact, we will go there directly after the 7 o'clock news and have a chat to some ladies that have been waiting there all afternoon because they can't wait for the Mardi Gras. They've got their rainbow flags and everything happening.
Songs about rainbows and what's on the other side. Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide.